Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So, I've been playing Doom 3. And I saw these spooky candles in the Site 3 map. That's immersive HD mode, by the way. So I've decided to do something like that in my Doom 2 mod. So, to be honest, I already tried to do something like that once. I've used 3 different types of candles in my previous try. They were on the same dimensions, but they were also on the different heights. I did my decorate quite similar to my tentacles video, so if you want to check that out, be sure to do that. So let's find a candle graphic from original Doom 2 game. So there it is. Let's export that as PNG. And let's open that up via Photoshop. So this is indexed graphics, so what I want to do now is just copy, make a new, and paste it here. Let's remove a background and give it a little bit of smudge. Let's remove sides. And let's erase the bottom of it to give maybe more ghostly transparency. And let's give it a save now. I've opened my empty WAD file and I'm gonna grab my old code from my main one. So my texture is GZDoom. I'm gonna grab that and replace it right here. Also, I'm gonna rename this one as... Let's grab some markers and put it in our WAD. Let's insert our graphics into our Slade between the markers, and let's modify offsets. So now let's put it in our map and let's give it a go. What I want to do now is lift it a bit above the ground zero. I also want to make a no texture graphic. And I will add it to my Slade and modify its offsets as well. I'm gonna grab these 2 parts from my main WAD and I'm gonna remake those in here. Now I'm gonna rename this. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna spawn this egg into my map with no texture. This egg's gonna instantly spawn item egg hatch, and when that egg hatches with no texture, is gonna instantly spawn item my ghostly candle, which was this one, 32 pixels above 0Z axis. So let's update it and let's give it a try. So as you can see, the candle flies now. It's 32 pixels above 0Z axis. I can push it. It's solid. The default texture of a regular wall in Doom is 128 pixels. So with that in mind, so what I want to do now is to make 5 more of these variants of these candles. So I'm gonna change this a spawn item to X, which will allow me to lift these sprites, or in this case spawn points, above ground. So I'm gonna start with 10. So this egg is I'm gonna name it 10. It's gonna spawn egg hatch 10, which is this one, which will spawn me my candle 10 pixels above ground. So I will do the same now with the rest 5. And again, I will grab my random spawner. I've put all of my eggs under one spawner, which is egg spawner. So I haven't added too much height differentials between these eggs, so they won't be too high off the ground as well. So let's open our map again and let's add few spawners in our map. Let's see how it goes. So as you can see, it's worked. Perhaps we could add a little bit more eggs on the lower end. So I've used the same principle and I've added more candles on more eggs on the lower end on the spawn points. So let's try and save that. Let's launch our game again. So we have more candles on the lower end of the Z spawn points. So what I want to do now is just to add a marker here. I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna copy it. And I will replace my original texture with the inverted one. So replace all, one occurrence. And let's replace original with we don't need these anymore. So let's launch our game. So as you can see, there's a lot of flying candles. So what I did here, I just wrote a decorate script or code which will allow me to create a new set of candles within a minute by just uploading 2 simple textures and replacing 2 spots in my code. So the name of the texture and the actor name. So let's now remove solid flag. So with solid removed, we can pass right through them. So again, I went to Realm 667 and I've downloaded these candle color variations file. Let's open that in Slade and let's copy a simple point light GLDev code. Let's put it twice and let's add our candle names for these bright definitions. We also want to grab this one and let's paste it right here. We've named our bright definitions accordingly to our original candle names, and so we have to define that light right here. The reason I've downloaded this file in particular because it had a correct offsets to my candles, because my graphics dimensions was the same as these candles based on the original Doom graphic. I'm gonna pick this color for my brightness, so let's pick RGB. So let's lower our brightness, maybe this, and let's launch our game now. So now we have some lights coming from these candles here on the floor. If I were to push that, it would reflect off the wall as well if it was close enough. So let's maybe make a quick map and see how these candles would look in game. To be honest, I've tried using these candles on higher spawn points. However, this is what happens. So they spawn at the correct Z points, but they instantly return to about this level. And to be honest, I'm not sure why this happens. Maybe it's something in my code or script, or maybe it's just a limitation of the game. So I've tried looking on forums about this issue, but I've got no answers so far. So that's why I've used more X on the lower end of the spawn points the way I did. But now if I want to make another set of candles with, for instance, different graphics, I can just replace the texture name and rename those, and I will have same code but for different set of candles. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I wish I will see you in the next one.